In the village of Elocha, the soil was as red as fire and as sacred as blood. The elders said the red earth carried the footsteps of the ancestors and listened to the hearts of the living. Anyone born on that soil was forever bound to it, especially the daughters. Nkiru and Zainab were born on the same night, during a heavy rain that washed the red earth into the river. Though they were not sisters by blood, they were raised as one. Nkiru was quiet and thoughtful, with eyes that noticed everything. Zainab was bold and fearless, always the first to speak and the last to give up. Together, they were known in Elocha as the daughters of the red earth. From childhood, they worked on the farms, their feet stained red, their laughter ringing across the fields. Their mothers taught them how to mold clay pots, pound yam, and sing old songs that praised the land. Their fathers taught them respect for the elders, for the spirits, and for the earth that fed them. But as the girls grew older, change crept into Elocha. One dry season, strangers arrived in shiny vehicles. They spoke smooth words and promised wealth. They said the red earth was rich with minerals and that digging it would bring progress. Some villagers listened. Others feared the cost. When the digging began, the river turned muddy. Crops failed. Children fell sick. The elders gathered under the old Iroko tree, confused and divided. The land that once protected them now cried out in pain. One night, Nkiru had a dream. She saw women dressed in white, their feet red with soil. They stood on the hills and spoke with one voice. If the daughters forget the earth will forget the people. Nkiru woke up trembling and told Zainab. Instead of fear, Zainab felt fire rise in her chest. We cannot be silent, she said. If the elders won't act, we must. Together, they called the women of the village. Young and old, mothers and daughters gathered at dawn. With songs older than memory, they marched to the digging site. They carried calabashes of red soil and poured it before the machines, singing songs of warning and promise. The men washed. The strangers laughed, at first. But then the machines broke down. The river cleared. A strange wind blew dust into the sky, and the workers fled in fear. The elders knew then that the land had spoken through its daughters. The digging stopped. At the next festival, Nkiru and Zainab were honored before the whole village. The eldest elder said, the strength of Elocha is not only in its sons, but in its daughters who listen to the land. Years later, children would sit around fires and hear the story. They would learn that courage does not always shout, and tradition does not mean silence. And as long as the red earth stained their feet, the people of Elocha would remember.